Mark Gilston. Here I am at Cooper MMA, and today I'm going to show some of the warm-up drills that I like to use for myself and for my students. These are Judo purposed or BJJ purposed drills. Some of them are a little bit unusual, but they are all ergonomically very good for developing the kind of strength for pushing and pulling, for getting out of holds, for throwing your opponent. So, I generally like to start with jumping jacks and stretches. And I do a series of different kinds of jumping jacks. So we start out with the regular kind, then we move to hip shifting, warms up your hips, and back and forth. I like high knees, and I like butt kickers. And by the time you've done about a minute of each of those, people are pretty warmed up. For moving drills, if you're doing a running warm-up, obviously you have the straight runs, high knees, but moving sideways, when you're doing the sideways drills, it's very important to not let your feet come together and to try and be even at an even level. I like to lift, bring my arms in, lifting my opponent up as if I was doing the sliding sweep, Okuriashi Barai. So, go across and back, and the feet never come together. It's very important. Another common moving drill is the grapevine. But when you're doing a grapevine, the point again is to develop the hip flexibility. So you don't want to, this is not particularly helpful. What you want is shifting your hips forward and back. And I'm facing straight forward the whole time, but the hips are shifted. So it becomes another very good core exercise to develop mobility in the hips. Another very common moving drill is to run and touch the floor, sweep the floor. Once again, you want to stay upright when you're doing this drill. I run, sweep with my hands. I do not want to do this. If I bend over at the waist, I'm losing a lot of the utility of the drill itself. Of course, there's the standard back falls, rollouts, all the usual judo drills. One which I like to do for BJJ is falling straight back and then doing a backward shoulder roll. So again, you go over both sides and you can go all the way across the mat doing that drill. So for developing grip strength and the ability to pull someone off balance, coming down on your stomach, feet in the air so you don't hurt your toes or get mat burn. Hands start down, palms down, and I turn my arms from palm down to palm up and use that motion to pull myself across the mat. This is a great way to build up the strength to pull somebody off balance. You can also do it as a two-person drill with one person on the ground holding their belt, and you pull the belt and drag them across the mat. They're on their back. To develop different kind of core strength, since we're always throwing using para, using the stomach, your core. So there are various kinds of shrimps and bridges. When I'm doing shrimping, I like to have both feet together. I want to bring my feet together to my butt, and I'm pushing away. There's a lot of people shrimp pushing down, but really, if you're trying to get out of side control, you want to be pushing to the side, pushing the person off of you. And my butt comes off the mat each time. It's not a slide, it's a lift. So there's a bridge, and I'm going over the shoulder. And that's a typical motion for escaping. The other direction is equally applicable, particularly if somebody's holding you in north-south or any kind of high hold. In this case, my feet come down together, but there's distance so they're about 90 degrees. Once again, I'm going to lift up my butt and bring my butt to my heels, at the same time pushing over my head. To develop side strength and mobility, I'm going to sort of weave across the mat. So the butt comes in the air and moves, and then the shoulders come into the air and move. And you go one way and then the other. Now, if you've been doing this for a while, for more advanced students, you can actually hop using that kind of motion. And of course, one way. And the other. For hip throws, getting a good deep knee and strengthen the quads, which is very important for judo throws. You also want to develop really powerful grip strength. You can lean against a wall or a column. I want to be 90 degrees, leaning against the column or the wall. The arms come out, and usually I have each person in the class will count to 10. First of all, palms down, then palms up, and then palms out. So generally you want to do approximately 100 to 200 of each of these motions. So again, down, up, out, and of course the whole time you're here in this 90-degree position with the feet. So this gets the quads good and tired, builds up real endurance. Commonly in a judo class, we'll end up doing, as a warm down, doing sit-ups with everybody blinking legs. And then with the legs linked, you're moving, you're doing your sit-ups. You're not crunching, but you're coming straight up. And again, everybody counts off to 10, so you end up doing a couple hundred of these, but they're straight sit-ups, and you want to go fast. Similarly, for push-ups, again, endurance push-ups, they don't have to be all the way down. It's better just to have half push-ups with a lot of speed. So this, again, builds up strength and endurance, particularly in the forearms. So that covers a bunch of different kinds of warm-ups which you can incorporate into your BJJ warm-up or warm-down sessions. Remember, it's very important to stretch, once you've warmed yourself up a little bit. Stretching is extremely useful. I have a whole dynamic series of stretches which I do, which I basically learned as a youngster when I was growing up doing judo. And same thing, warming down at the end of a BJJ class. One particular one which I really like is coming straight down, not worrying about locking your legs straight, but coming down, touching the mat, reaching all the way back, then coming down further, trying to get your elbows to the mat, coming straight up, and then reaching all the way back. This is an extremely good core stretch and warm up. And then of course you can do the large circles. And when you do the side stretches, you want to have a straight arm. People tend to bend their arms and just go over a little bit, but you really want to stretch out the sides, so you use a straight arm, goes up to your head, and really come down to a 90-degree angle so your arm is parallel with the ground. If you like the video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, Serioku Zenyo. That means maximum efficiency. If you want to make sure that you get all the videos as they're put out, there's a little bell next to the subscription, and you can just click on that bell, and then you will get the videos as soon as they are published.